I'm giving you a heads up on what I'm going to talk about. Let's take that down. I'm jumping the gun. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mike Cook, the Patriot, coming to you live from Central Missouri. Hope you're having a great day. It is approximately 8:09 a.m. on 11/13/2020. That's right. It's Friday the 13th in the year of 2020, the year the conspiracy became reality on all fronts. As you're jumping on, say hi to me. Let me know in the comments that you're watching. If you don't, I won't know you're there. I appreciate everybody jumping on. I appreciate the outpouring that's come. I'm going to ask you, as you're jumping on, as you watch this video, please do me a favor. Download the Rumble app. That's Dan Bongino. He owns Parler and part of Rumble. Download the Rumble app onto your phone. This is a video streaming service. Go find Mike, the Patriot Cook. If you look at my page, I actually have if you go scroll down from this video, a couple of posts on my page, you will find a link. Just go over there, download the app, go to my thing, and scroll through and just rumble on my videos. That's like a like. There's a little button that makes a little fist like this. It's kind of the way their system works, and it would help me out. I'd really appreciate it. And while you're there, subscribe. And like and follow, or however you do it. I'm also on YouTube. You can subscribe over there. Basically, my broadcasts are done on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble right now, where I can share them from there to other places. And, if you get hooked up over there and something happens to me here and you like what you're seeing, you might actually get a chance to see me. Also, I'm positive that Facebook has been kind of pushing my words down because they don't want you to hear what I have to say. Anyways, as you're jumping on, I do appreciate every one of you jumping on today. So, real quick, we're going to cover breaking news. I don't know if it's breaking news, but because the media is not covering it at all. But what's going on the election front? Rudy Giuliani was talking yesterday that there are going to be 600,000 votes in Pennsylvania declared illegal. These are the votes that came in as mailing ballots that either the Republican Party was not allowed to review, which is by state law, or came in after the time that state law said they could come in and were either amended or dated falsely. I think there's a crime in there somewhere. But anyways, so that's supposed to be happening. There's a whole bunch. Yesterday, if you turned on the news, it was breaking all over about Dominion. The Dominion Hammer scorecard scam that was perpetrated across this country has been tampered down. If I was to type Dominion and put that on this article, Facebook would tag this as partially false. Wonder which part that is. Anyways, so they're not being exactly honest with us. So all that's being tapped out, but it was exploding in the media and they couldn't do anything about it. I mean, it was all over the place, and it's going to become more prevalent as this starts unwinding. Be prepared. Right now, the websites that I look at to see what the other side is going to do as far as protests, because, I made a video that said right after the election they were going to protest, but the timeline of their saying they were going to protest has expanded because, well, our government's slow intentionally. But the date that everybody's putting out there is December 1st. So we'll see what happens. So today I wanted to talk about the COVID-19 is rearing its ugly head. It's popping up before us. Everybody pay attention because it's on a resurge. We're all going to die from the COVIDs. We have to lock up everything. We have to shut it down. I mean, literally, that's for real. They are talking about shutting things down again. New York City, even just in time for the holidays, let's close everything down so that we can prevent the spread of Christmas cheer. I mean, of the COVID-19. I think there's a couple of reasons. I think there's a couple really big reasons for the shutdown. And I'll get into some of that in a minute. I want to kind of tell you some of the things that I see going on in the background, some of the things that are kind of happening. First of all, this is just a sample of some of the articles that are out there. Joe Biden's talking about a nationwide mask mandate, which is unconstitutional. He does not have the authority, but who gives a rip about authorities? Doesn't really matter. He is talking about the first guy he talked about being in his cabinet. I don't remember what position of the guy's name. I just remember the guy said that 75 years, that's probably enough. We should probably cut you off about there. And Soylent Green is really excited about that, but that's a whole different issue. So also what's going on in the media today, what you see around is the vaccines coming out. And you know, Pfizer announced their vaccine that the trials are complete. They're going to start issuing these things as soon as possible. It come out and said that yesterday that they called Joe Biden before they called Trump. The media is touting this as Joe Biden's vaccine. Now, this is the same vaccine in the debate that Joe Biden basically said, come on, man, there ain't gonna be no vaccine. You can't do this. This is the same vaccine, but they're going to call it the Joe Biden vaccine once they get Trump out of the way. And you know, Trump would talk about his Operation Warp Speed, and they would say, oh, that's nonsense. It's going to be 18 months or 2 years before we get this thing under control. Heck, it might be 2029 before we get this thing under control. We don't want this thing under control because, well, that doesn't give us any control not to have this thing under control. So Trump comes out with the vaccine. Well, Biden comes out with the vaccine because it's going to be called the Biden vaccine if Trump doesn't get reelected. So Operation Warp Speed, what was it? Well, it was real simple. It was money. It was cashola. How come they haven't created a vaccine for the common cold, which is basically what we're talking about, upper respiratory virus and infection is basically what we're talking about here. How come the coronavirus is basically the common cold? How come we haven't come up with a vaccine? Because it wasn't worth it to create one. The cost of the research and study and all that to go into the vaccine was no profit left in there. So they just was like, you know, this is too hard of a bar to climb. Well, Donald Trump comes along and says, I'll tell you what we're going to do. All you companies, we're going to pre-order the vaccine. We're going to pay for it up front. Billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. Go make me a vaccine. So all these companies got busy because now they got this influx of cash to make these vaccines. Oh, are they going to work? Are they something else entirely? Am I going to get one? Nope. I ain't get the flu vaccine. I haven't got the flu vaccine in my entire life, except for when I was in the military and they lined me up down the big hallway and shot me up with everything before I went overseas. Who knows what I got? I got a shelf life of a Twinkie now. But I digress. I'm not getting the vaccine. Except there's some other issues coming along down the pike. This is not about the vaccine per se. It's about the mindset that's coming. Understand if Trump does not defeat Biden, this is what's coming. Here's an article about Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster wants to basically demand that you have a negative COVID test before you can attend a concert or whatever Ticketmaster is selling a ticket for. And that's fine and dandy. Except I'm not taking the test, so I guess I'm not going to any concerts in the near future. But it's the concept. See, Sedalia 200 school district, which is the school district we're at, sent these little letters home. They're a permission slip to get a COVID-19 test at the school. You know what comes after this permission slip, right? Well, if you don't have a negative test, if you haven't been pre-qualified, you don't get to go to school. That's what's coming. You'll have to do virtual. No test, you have to do virtual. That's what's coming. And there's going to be other places too, maybe Walmart, maybe the factories in towns. If you don't have a negative test, the test will be a prerequisite to going to work. The test will be a prerequisite to entering the store. We got to make sure everybody's safe from the Corona 19 or whatever's coming next. This is a prelude. This is a building up the immunity to a vaccination, if you will, to you can't go to the concert unless you have proof you've taken the vaccine. You can't go to school unless you have proof you've taken the vaccine. You can't go to church unless you have the proof you're taking the vaccine. You see where I'm going with this? This is a test run. This is to see what happens. This is to see how we react. Will we line up and get our test to find out whether or not we're infected so that we can go to school, so that we can go to Walmart, so we can go to work? This is the test of the emergency broadcast vaccination system. So what are they afraid of if we don't take this vaccine? What do they think is going to happen? What does this vaccine do? I'm sure it vaccinates against the corona-type viruses, except that the reason you have to get a flu vaccine every single year is because the corona-type viruses mutate so fast that the vaccine you got last year don't work for this year, and the one you're getting this year may only have a 40%, 50% chance of working because they don't know how it's going to mutate. It's the same virus, my friends. It's that specific mutation for that specific year. It's a little harsher, but 95% of the people don't even hardly have an effect, and the 5% do. Most of them survive. But that's irrelevant because this is a backdoor to government control. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Yes, I am. But this is the year the conspiracies became reality. One more little tidbit. If you'll notice, this is in our location. If you're watching me from somewhere else, where I live, the state fair here in Pettis County, there's state fairgrounds, and there's lots of facilities on there. Lots of buildings, air-conditioned, heated buildings you can use. But for some reason, they want you to line up at the sheep pavilion to get your COVID test. I'm not really sure why they want you to line up at the sheep pavilion. Must get COVID test. Their fear tell me to get COVID test. Joe Biden tell me to get COVID test. I do have to back up something. Something just popped in my head that I wanted to say. I want to back up to the guy that Joe Biden has instated that says going to be in his cabinet that says that 75 is pretty much old enough that once you hit 75, you should probably, Logan's run it. Kamala Harris fully endorses that, by the way. Just let you know. I thought that was funny. I digress. But back to the COVID-19. COVID-19 is about control. It's not about the virus. They need to control us, manipulate us, create a narrative for us. You remember, I've said this many times, that a narrative is a lie. It's not the truth. It's not reality. It's something other than the truth. See, they don't have to explain the truth to you. They don't have to create the mockingbird media saying COVID-19 is dangerous. COVID-19 is dangerous. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. All across the media for something. I mean, if this was the Ebola virus and we were watching people bleed out in the street from their eye sockets as their organs liquefy inside their body, I guarantee everybody'd wear the mask. I mean, I'd be the first one. I'd get me a mop suit from the military, duct tape myself in the basement. But this isn't the Ebola virus. This is the flu. And that's what's going on. See, it's about control of the narrative which is something other than the truth, which by essence is a lie, so they can move you in a certain direction to get you used to things that are coming if they have their way. The other thing that COVID-19 is about, the other thing about shutting everything down. See, we shutted everything down before and that didn't work. So they put the mask on and that didn't work. So they social distance and that didn't work. So what works in a virus? What normally works in the flu is that everybody gets it. And then we're good. So why are they shutting it down? Why is it that the media is pushing the shutdown? The Joe Biden campaign is pushing the shutdown. The government is pushing the shutdown. The government doctors, by the way, understand that government scientists are paid for their opinion, and they will have the opinion of those that pay for them. Just think about that for a little bit. They're pushing a narrative that we need to shut down during the holiday seasons in order to stop the Christmas cheer. Stop the spread of the virus. Let me ask you a question. Why do they call it Black Friday? Anybody know? Raise your hands. Why they call it Black Friday? Because Black Friday is the day that most companies come from the red, meaning losing money, to the black, to making money for the year. They want to shut down this country in order to create another recession. See what they saw. Hold on, back up. We cut this country off at its knees in March. We went from one of the most prosperous economies in the world in history, and we just shut her down to almost zero. Millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of people were laid off. Businesses are closed and never going to be reopened. Damage was so much done to this economy. They said it would take years and years and years and years to rebound. But in the third quarter, under the President Donald Trump, who has some sort of magic power, according to Barack Obama, what do you have? A magic wand? Our economy came back to 95% of where it was. We had 33.8% growth in the third quarter, which is completely unheard of in the history of America. I dare say the history of the world, but I don't know. I'm not a historical economics professor. I don't have a clue. But they want to shut down this economy to repeat it after Joe Biden's president. Understand what I'm saying to you. They want to shut down this economy at the end of the Trump era to destroy his legacy, to say, see, he destroyed it because he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't create that. Barack Obama did. And then he destroyed what Barack Obama had because all them Trump tax cuts. That's what he's got in mind. That's what these people got in mind. And then they think, well, if we just shut her down and then fire her back up, we'll get 33% growth just like Trump did. And then Joe Biden will be the hero. Look at how great Joe Biden, look how great socialism is. Let's all vote for socialism. Yay, we could be just like Venezuela and Cuba. Won't that be great? That's what they have in mind, friends. That's why they want to shut us down. It has nothing to do with the virus. Shutting us down won't stop the virus. You're still going to get it. Wearing your mask won't stop the virus. You're still going to get it. And I dare say the vaccine won't stop the virus either. It's not the way things work in nature. It has to take its course. I know I'm not a scientist. I didn't stay in a Holiday Inn last night, and I didn't play one on TV. And you should believe the scientist. My friends, I don't believe anybody that gets a paycheck from somebody who wants their opinion on either side. Because they give the opinion they're paid for. How come all those Fox guys all of a sudden turned against us and now they don't be Republicans anymore? Because they're giving the opinion they're paid for. Hello? Most of them didn't believe what they were saying when they were spouting the right side of the aisle, and they don't believe what they're saying when they're spouting the left side of the aisle because they don't believe anything. Just Give me my paycheck. Same thing with these scientists. They don't believe us either. They don't believe in what they're saying. Dr. Fauci doesn't believe what he's saying. Dr. Fauci can't make up his mind. You should wear the mask. You shouldn't wear the mask. You should wear the mask. You shouldn't wear the mask. We should shut down. We should not shut down. We should shut down. It depends on who he's standing in front of, who he's getting accolades from, and who's giving him his check. Science doesn't care where the money comes from. Science is fact. And what are the facts? Well, they're not the narrative, because that's a lie. Shutting down our economy only has one purpose. That is destroying the legacy and giving a victory to President-to-be Joe Biden and President-to-be Kamala Harris as soon as Joe Biden gets Logan Run, so that they can turn this country around and lift it up. And we can all praise the great socialist in the sky, because they saved us from ourselves. I appreciate y'all jumping on. As I said earlier, please go to Rumble, look me up, Mike Patriot Cook, or Mike the Patriot Cook. I don't remember how it's worded. But if you scroll down from this video on my Facebook page, just go to my page, scroll down for this video. I put a link in there. You'll see me, my little likeness of me on a post. You'll see it. Just scroll down and hit that link, go to Rumble, download the app on your phone. It's actually a cool little site. I've kind of tinkered with it, kind of understand how it works now. And follow me and go into my videos. You've already watched them if you follow me anyways on here, and hit the Rumble button. Increase my Rumbles. Gives me out there further. Also, if you'd like to share from there, you can just share that to the other platforms such as Parler or MeWe or whatnot. Just like you do with YouTube. You just copy the link and bring it over there. So with that, I'm going to jump off here. I appreciate you all jumping on. You guys have a great day. Be blessed and hang in there. The rocky ride is just getting started. The water's starting to rock a little bit. The storm is here. It's starting to blow, and stuff's getting ready to happen. I'd say today's Friday. A bunch of stuff's going to break over the weekend, I bet you. You guys have a great day. Be safe, and I will catch you later.